turn this into something positive and maybe it'll spread.
He's the most positive person on his job. Now you're cured.
I feel good.
Welcome to Positively Milwaukee. Finishing a nursing degree is a huge accomplishment. A young lady in Milwaukee did just that, and she's not even old enough to vote. Elaine Rojas Castillo spoke to her about her incredible drive for success.
Putting on a cap and gown and walking the stage for graduation is a huge celebration for any student. But for I'm Unique triplet, this moment was even more special. She was pinned as a licensed practical nurse, and she's only 17.
It still feels unreal.
I'm Unique is part of the first wave of students in the M-Cubed program. It's a partnership between MATC, Milwaukee Public Schools, and UW-Milwaukee. And it's definitely more than I'm Unique planned to take on.
I actually went into my high school my freshman year thinking, oh yeah, I'm not going to be able to maintain a GPA above a 3.0.
James Sokolowski with MPS helped guide I'm Unique through the program.
We're trying to work together to build pipelines for students so that they really see the connection of what they're doing in high school, how it can connect to college, and then their future careers.
Essentially, teachers want students to see a clearer connection between their educations and their futures. I'm Unique said that connection helped motivate her to do better in school.
I started actually working towards something, working towards a career.
Now, she has a huge head start in life. She has a degree and no student debt, which frees her up for other goals.
If I want to, buy a house, buy a new car that doesn't have two-wheel drive because it's Wisconsin.
Thousands of high schoolers have gone through dual enrollment programs at MATC. But Erin Sherney says most students don't finish a 2-year secondary degree before they graduate high school.
When she said she was going to pass, tears, just straight tears, because of the hurdles that you jump through, because of the drive that she had, because I know how hard it was, especially during a pandemic.
Now, I'm Unique's teachers are hoping she can be an inspiration to others. As far as role models go, you can hardly ask for better.
I feel like it definitely should be an opportunity for other people, to be able to take. They should really know about the program.
I'm Unique is already off to a great start. She just began a job at an area nursing facility, and she's hoping to become an RN. And her teachers are actually confident she could even become a nurse practitioner, the highest level of nursing. Martin Luther King Day was just about a week ago, but one elementary school in Milwaukee is honoring his work and memory year-round. Cassandra Berger talked to students about a unique learning approach.
In honoring Dr. King, we've come to a local elementary school that celebrates his legacy throughout the year.
I am Anisha Hayes, the proud principal of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. School. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the Afro-American people. A school like Dr. King helps to increase the self-esteem of our young scholars when they see individuals on the walls that look like them, and we thrive on Dr. King's Kingian values. And some of those values are scholarship, because he believed in school, he believed in helping others. Justice, Dr. King believed in justice. So when we talk about the Kingian values that our scholars embrace daily, it helps to build their self-esteem. It helps them to understand that, the knowledge that they're getting in school can help them today, tomorrow, at home, and in the future. It is important for our scholars to be a part of an African American immersion school because they can see themselves every day in the leaders that stand in front of them, and they can see the history behind African American culture, and we make sure that we are culturally relevant to their everyday lives.
So tell me, what have you learned from Dr. King, Dr. Martin Luther King?
Well, something that I learned was to never give up, even in hard times.
Keep fighting for what you believe in, your hopes, dreams, whatever. Never give up.
If you could ask Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. anything, what would you ask him?
How do he keep getting stronger and stronger for fighting for the world and bringing the world justice and peace?
I have a dream today.
Do you have a dream?
Yes, I have a dream that the world will be united as one.
And what would you tell somebody if they ask you, how do you keep their dream alive?
I will tell them never give up and always be confident in yourself.
Dr. King's legacy lives on. What a wonderful group of students. Kudos to the staff at King Junior Elementary supporting youngsters as they live out Dr. King's dreams. Well, the life of Jessalyn Torres was changed forever when she was injured when a man drove his SUV into the Waukesha Christmas parade. But she's now out of the hospital. Tony Atkins talked to her and discovered she is a fighter.
Down but not out. Jessalyn Torres, an 11-year-old hit and nearly killed while marching in the Waukesha parade, is back at home, laughing and enjoying time with loved ones. Her family welcoming us over. While there, we saw some of those precious moments that are a lot different these days.
Not being able to walk, it makes everything a whole lot more of a process.
A process that keeps Jessalyn's wheelchair and walker always within arm's reach. She longs to someday get back to what she loves most, dancing.
Dance was basically my whole life. I've been doing it for 6 years now.
Jessalyn was marching with the Waukesha Extreme Dance team when she was struck. She spent 24 days at Children's Hospital. Much of the time she doesn't remember.
24 days.
It didn't feel like that long, honestly.
Yeah, how long did it
I was asleep for 2 weeks.
And as you can see, her spirits are high. And so are her mothers, who is happy to see she's home and healthy.
I could never express enough to show how, or to even say how I feel on the inside. Just being here with all of my children.
Now, in this household, recovery, unlimited sleepovers, laughs, and of course, the sassy banter she's known for.
Over the hospital stay, I got taller than my mom.
Are you serious? I think I could still beat you by like an inch.
That's just because I can't stand straight.
This family thankful for what they still have, each other. They persevere alongside a Waukesha strong community that continues to support them every step of the way.
It's very nice, and I think that just helps me know that people are thinking about me.
And we certainly are. Jessalyn is taking things day by day, and there's still a long way to go, but there is some good news. Her family expects her to make a full recovery, and we are all keeping our fingers crossed. Coming up after the break, meet some Wauwatosa students who are learning important life skills through journalism. Plus, we're going to show you a Milwaukee program helping people who have served time get back on their feet. But before we go, don't forget lunch with me every Wednesday at 12:30. I chat with someone who's doing good in the community, somebody who inspires and is truly positively Milwaukee. A few weeks ago, I got a chance to talk to Kimberly Kane. Now, you might recognize her from her days at TMJ4 as an anchor and reporter. Today, she's the CEO of Kane Communications Group, where she puts her media experience to work helping businesses with marketing and PR. So tune in to Facebook Live every Wednesday to meet our wonderful guests. We'll be back. Welcome back. National News Literacy Week kicks off tomorrow, and we want to help you figure out what's credible information and what's misinformation. High school students in Wauwatosa are learning those skills running their newspaper, The Compass. Charles Benson discovered it's never too early to learn about news literacy.
Every week, Wauwatosa journalism students meet to pitch stories, edit copy, and plan future coverage.
I did it on a whim, and now it's something I think I'm going to pursue as a career.
Annabelle Wooster is a junior on the Compass leadership team and serves as an editor. She says part of the reason her interest in journalism has grown is because of the serious topics her team is covering. Things like the pandemic and how the school district is handling safety protocols.
I think I'm just grateful that I'm still young and I can use everything that's been going on to then later help me make more factual news.
Chris Lezarski is the journalism teacher at Wauwatosa West. He's grateful his students are learning during this time too, when there's an abundance of information right at our fingertips.
So what we need to teach students now is to kind of how to weed through the information and sort the information and evaluate the information and determine what information is valuable and what information is not.
Lezarski says learning how to produce the news is a great way to do that. Students have learned a lot about how reporting might be biased.
Is it a source that produces a lot of opinion stuff? Is it a source that you can see patterns within their work? Are they skewed one way politically? Is it obvious in that sense?
It's so easy to just slightly change something and change the entire narrative of the whole story you're telling.
Lezarski says the skills his students need to produce the news, asking questions, listening, synthesizing information, are similar to the skills they need to read the news.
And so then they have sharper antennas when they're consuming that information.
The students who run the Compass say it's not just young people who need these lessons. Adults could use a refresher on how to identify misinformation too.
I think that's really detrimental to our society and how people are working together to change things that are maybe unjust or unequal in our system.
Very important. Lezarski pointed out that these types of literacy skills are not just useful for reading or watching the news. Let's face it, we're bombarded by information every day through social media, streaming services, and much more. Knowing how to spot that misinformation is important for all of us. Having a job means food on the table, a roof over your head, and a warm place to sleep. But if you've served time, getting that job can be a challenge. Sarah McGrew met with an organization trying to reduce stigma and get people employed.
Taran Brooks started working for Dogtopia, a dog daycare, earlier this year and is now the operations manager.
I'm a huge dog lover. That's my passion.
And just a few months before he started the job, Taran was released from prison after being in for 24 years.
I ended up being shot when I was 17. Ended up going to prison when I was 17, being sentenced to 45 years for second-degree intentional homicide.
He says the first 10 years were rocky.
It was an adjustment period for my family, and then I also had to deal with my conscience for the acts that I did.
He eventually realized he needed to start thinking about his future.
During my incarceration, I picked up several trades, everything from welding to dog grooming to dog training, to culinary arts.
When he was released early, he got connected with a Milwaukee organization called The Way Out.
So I actually called Elliot as he was packing up, and I was like, hey, wait. I need help with my resume.
Get justice impacted persons in front of employers by removing their work history, their name, their zip code, anything that may cause implicit or otherwise a bias.
Elliot also spent time in prison.
Began manufacturing marijuana in my early 20s and ended up going to prison subsequently for that.
2021 was the first full year in action for The Way Out. Ellie and his team have already connected more than 24 formerly incarcerated individuals with jobs. Employment has been found to reduce recidivism, but according to the Brookings Institution, just 55% of formerly incarcerated people find jobs within their first year of release.
This is a really golden opportunity for us to prove how valuable we can be to the workforce, those of us who've been justice impacted.
The Way Out also connects employees with supportive services through a mobile app.
We want to make sure before we find them employment, they're not worried about housing or health care.
The application process is all done online, and employers can also get connected to potential employees through the organization's website. And for Taran, an organization like The Way Out made possible what he never thought could be.
5 years ago, did you think you'd be where you are now?
Absolutely not. And I never expected to meet Ellie. I never expected to go to a support group. But I knew in order for me to become successful and not take that road again, I was willing to do whatever it took on the positive end.
We'd love to see that. Now, if you would like more information on The Way Out and the work it does for our community, we have a link. Go to tmj4.com. Coming up after the break, we're going to visit with a Milwaukee sports star who had an impressive December. But first, we have to meet our positively Milwaukee pet of the week.
Hi, my name is Johanna, and I'm with HAWS, the Humane Animal Welfare Society. And today, I am bringing you my friend Maya, who is positively Milwaukee. She is a 10-year-old domestic short-hair cat, and she is looking for a home. Maya has been with us for a little bit, and we surmise that that's because Maya requires a special urinary health diet. You can pick up this food at your local pet store or veterinarian's office, and it is not any more expensive than any other quality food. Maya enjoys being brushed. Maya is a sweet girl who would do well in a home with other cats. She would probably prefer a home with older children as she is a little bit older herself, but she has plenty of life left and love to give. So if you're looking for a pet, please check out Maya and our other pets at hawspets.org or give us a call at 262-542-8851 and find out what other animals we have who are positively Milwaukee.
Welcome back. December was a busy month for a soccer star who got his start right here in Milwaukee. He got married and won the Major League Soccer Cup. Lance Allen spoke to him about his whirlwind season.
It was pretty big for my development, being at Kickers with Michael King and Coach Pete Knezich.
Vuk Latinovich still hears the words of Kinger.
I remember the stuff that he told me even when I was in middle school and beginning of high school, and he was still my coach. And he pushed me to work more and stuff like that and just to stay driven.
So December 11th, New York City FC wins the MLS Cup.
All the veteran guys were saying like, wow, I had to play 10 years to get one trophy. You show up, and within a year, you win your trophy that I was working for 10 years. It's not going to be like that all the time. This is going to be like a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
And less than 2 weeks later, on December 23rd, Vuk Latinovich comes home to get married.
She actually plays tennis at Marquette, but she came in as an exchange student from Serbia, and I happened to meet her and stuff, but right now she's finishing her master's.
Someday Vuk hopes the MLS comes to Milwaukee.
That would be amazing if there comes a time that Milwaukee has a chance, because I think there's a big soccer community here, and we have Milwaukee Wave, we have Torrent, and then in Madison, we have Forward Madison. But having a really big club in Milwaukee, like you said, an MLS expansion team, for example, I think that would be pretty amazing.
In the meantime, he hopes for another title in his home state.
Go Pack, go. I want the Packers to win. They need to win. This is the year.
Oh, he supports the right team. Now, Vuk says he'd love to win another title in his lifetime, but you have to admit, the end of 2021 will be hard to top. Congratulations on the big win and, of course, the wedding. We have had an interesting winter full of temperature swings and, of course, a little bit of snow. And many of you might be thinking of summer. That's a long way off, so we wanted to know, what is your favorite thing to do in the wintertime?
Going outside, probably like just enjoying the weather, like just a walk in the park is awesome with a hot cup of coffee.
Spending time with my loved ones, family, just getting like the little feel of, trying to stay warm.
Just having some kind of outdoor like fire pit to be able to just kind of have some time, drinks with friends or something like this, usually some sort of hot beverage with that. But yeah, just trying to be able to spend some time outside.
Go sledding.
Stay inside.
Stay home. Read. If it's not snowing and slippery, take a walk. Take the dogs for a walk.
Stay indoors.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, not a cold person. Oh no, it's better than usual, I'll say that.
Right, better than 4 degrees.
Stay warm.
Stay warm? How do you do it?
Stay inside.
My favorite thing to do in the wintertime is be under the fire. I don't like being cold, so I like to be under the fire and sometimes drink some hot cocoa.
So I'm from Texas, and I'm just visiting here. So in Texas, we don't really have a big winter. I'm from Austin. I guess I would be like staying inside, staying warm.
So whether you're from Texas or Wisconsin, I think we're all just trying to stay warm. Now, if you do have a favorite winter pastime you would like to share, or you want a question for us to ask next week, just go to our Positively Milwaukee Facebook group. We would love to hear from you. Well, I don't know anyone who doesn't like pizza, and you're probably like our first reason to smile this morning. Marco's Pizza in New Berlin wants to give you free pizza for a year. It's part of a promotion celebrating the opening of the new location. And even if you don't get a full 12 months of free pizza, you could still win 3 or 6 months worth of pizza. All you have to do is enter the contest and order a pizza. That's all you have to do to enter it. Just order one of the pies. 6 lucky winners will be selected. Now, if you're looking for some whimsical wintertime fun, you might want to head over to Lake Geneva. These are beautiful. Ice castles reopened yesterday. You can get in for as little as $21 if you go during the week, and the views are well worth it. We have information on admissions on our Positively Milwaukee Facebook group. And if you're looking for a new house, hey, I'd like this one. You're going to like this story, or maybe you just want to see what a big fancy home looks like inside. Either way, this place in Germantown is pretty nice. Aside from being a spectacular, beautiful home, you get your own 14-stall equestrian barn with an arena. Of course, you'll need to pony up nearly $2 million, so that takes most of us out of the competition. Well, this woman has completed an impressive accomplishment for a Wisconsinite. Cassandra Berger from La Crosse visited every single quick trip in the state in just 1 year. There are 457 quick trips, and that means she often went to more than one a day. And she's actually been to 615 of the 750 stores all over the Midwest. And she makes sure to buy a snack or a drink or something because that makes her visit count. That's what I call a commitment. And if you're artistic, we have an opportunity for you to have your beautiful work on display in Milwaukee. The Public Art Conservation Fund has opened its application. $10,000 is up for grabs. This will help nonprofit groups create public accessible art. Applications are considered on a first-come, first-served basis, so you don't want to delay. You have until Friday to get that application in. I'll be back with my quote of the week. The ballot is stronger than the bullet. Our quote this week comes from President Abraham Lincoln, and he is well known for leading the country during the Civil War and for emancipating the slaves. President Lincoln made that quote before he was even nominated for president. He did not necessarily want to go to war, but knew that slavery could not continue, and he hoped that it might be ended through democratic means. Perhaps we can all learn from Lincoln and look for peaceful resolutions to our problems. And as always, stay positively Milwaukee.